My name is Linda Dietrichson, and I live in Millville, Pennsylvania. I appreciate this opportunity to address you tonight on behalf of all citizens of Columbia County, especially children. I'm a retired teacher and a grandmother, so for me, children's health, safety, and education will always be primary concerns. Today, it's difficult to believe that we could all soon be breathing in methane and other toxins if the proposed Atlantic Sunrise project is approved. But it's a reality that we must face. There are emissions released at every stage of the shale gas development. Contaminants pass through and are released from well pipes, condensate tanks, compressor and metering stations, and processing plants. There are planned emissions, leaks, and accidents. That these emissions include toxic chemicals is by now well known to all of us. But do you realize that these emissions can travel over long distances? After a blowdown from a compressor station, emissions can travel more than 2 miles. How many children whose rapidly developing minds and bodies are most vulnerable to the toxins and emissions will that affect? Even worse is the news that the emissions to which they would be subjected are being underreported. Dr. David Allen, then head of EPA's Science Advisory Board, has led an ongoing 3-year effort to cover up the underreporting of the primary device, the Bacharach high-flow sampler, used to measure gas released from equipment across the natural gas industry. The Bacharach high-flow sampler is relied on to measure methane emissions at nearly every point in the fracked gas production process. Touche Howard, who invented the device, has been attempting for years to blow the whistle on the crucial instrument's malfunctioning, but he was gagged. He claims that the Bacharach high-flow sampler underreports methane emissions up to 100-fold. So perhaps it shouldn't surprise us to learn that Dr. David Allen is also on the faculty of the University of Texas at Austin, where he has been funded by the oil and gas industries for years. According to the federal complaint filed June 9th with EPA's Inspector General, there has been a persistent and deliberate cover-up that has prevented the agency from requiring the natural gas industry to make widespread, urgently needed, and very achievable reductions in methane venting and leakage across the nation's expanding natural gas infrastructure. So how much credence is there in Williams' draft environmental impact statement, which says on page 39 that operational emissions would not have a significant impact on local or regional air quality? We demand that regulators, such as you, FERC, and politicians reject the pervasive pressure of corporate money, stop coddling polluters, and do your jobs on behalf of the public, especially for the children who are the most vulnerable and susceptible victims of the proposed pipeline. We must stop the Atlantic Sunrise pipeline. Columbia decides, not FERC. Columbia says no.